What's up guys, it's Overweight to Great. I decided to make a video today. I actually woke up feeling great, strong as hell, and got my cardio out the way. Really good cardio session. Now I'm making this video for a new subscriber and to just anybody out there who is just curious of how I started on my weight loss journey. I don't feel like of course I don't have enough experience. It's only day 52, but if it's one thing I learned about fitness, it's all about helping one another out. So big shout out to Kendrick Payne. He had made a pre-video before he gets ready to start his journey, and he made this video directly to me just to ask me just a bunch of questions of how I got started. And one of my goals was actually to inspire someone to start, and I definitely completed that. So I definitely got that goal done. But one thing I want to get out there, I am just sharing with everyone of how I got started. I'm not giving nobody advice. One thing about fitness you will learn is you have to find out what works for you. Right now, I'm still trying to find out the best things that just work for me. But it's definitely, that's definitely part of my journey. As of how I got started, being a beginner, I spent hours on YouTube looking for the fastest way to lose weight, fastest way to gain muscle. I've learned there is no such thing. It takes time to build muscle, it takes time to lose weight. Now, as for the weight thing, it took time for me to put the weight on. Of course, it will take time for me to take the weight off. But it's really stressful for a beginner. But my whole thing about my 90-day challenge, it's to pick one thing and just run with it for 90 days. That way I could build a foundation at at the 90th day. Even if I get small, the minimal results of doing it for 90 days, at least now I know what to work off of and what won't work for me and what will work for me. So for the workouts I do the 5x5. I do that twice a week. When I first started off, I was only able to work out for 2 days out of the week because I started doing squats and I just thrashed my legs. Now I am working out 5 times a week, twice a day. For the 5x5, that consists of overhead press, bench, squats, deadlifts, and bent over rows. I think it's mainly for building strength, and a lot of stuff that I have read on, I just found out it kind of is just a really good way to start, and for me it definitely is. And another thing, I do that every night, well, twice a week, 8 p.m. I'm in this room knocking that out. For the other days, I just I'm doing, the board back there's got a bunch of routines. I don't think I'm really going to go over it. But yeah, so I stuck with that. I'm definitely making gains on everything I'm doing, still a beginner. Also in the mornings, one thing I've learned, morning walks for me help so much in my weight loss journey. I get up at 4 a.m. and I'm out the door at 5. For the first 30 days, I spent an hour just walking. A nice good pace, getting that heart going. I found that just is an awesome way to start my day and to get me into caloric deficit. By the 35th day, now I can say I jog every morning. It took me time to get up there, but definitely enjoying my jogs in the morning, doing that AM cardio. For nutrition, I still have no clue about nutrition. I kind of just played around with my food. I know the first week I damn near was starving myself. I thought the whole thing about a diet, you had to cut back food. But being that my first month, all I stuck to was raw vegetables and chicken breasts and fish. Now, at first it was small amounts. I'm actually consuming a lot more than what I used to eat, just in quantity, because I've learned that vegetables and just really clean and healthy meat are really low calories, so you're able to get a lot in. And that was the big thing for me, is to really get a grasp on my hunger. As for how you should go about that, you're gonna have to do a little research and just play around with your food, just to anyone. I'm still learning. Right now, a lot of people don't like the word diet, but I don't mind it. It's definitely helping me reach my goals. Am I strict on it? Most of the time, yes. I used to do cheat meals, then I kind of just threw the cheat meals out, and if I'm gonna have something that's out of my diet, I'm just gonna make sure it's under my calories. I always thought you had to, definitely just stay clean eating throughout the rest of your life without touching junk. Well, I was wrong, and I'm not saying, oh, you could definitely eat a bunch of junk and still be okay. It's not what I'm saying. This is just what's working for me. Am I eating junk food every day? No, I eat it maybe twice a week under my calorie count. So I know for a beginner, it's really stressful, but you'll learn along the way. You'll learn that the thing about fitness, the best thing about fitness is you get to learn about your body, what your body likes, what your body dislikes, and just how far you can push yourself. Right now, or at the moment when I first started, I didn't know I could push myself this far. I'm doing things I never thought I would be able to do, and now I'm just killing it. As for getting sleep in, sleep is really important. I'm trying to get as much as I can, but being a dad and always busy, and with my crazy workout schedule, I manage to get as much as I can, but sleep is really important. Being that's day 52, if it's one thing, I don't want to offend nobody on this. My whole thing that gets me in and out each day of just life itself, I always thought motivation was going to help me, but honestly, to me, motivation is bullshit. Bullshit. That's, for me, it's just bullshit. For me, I'm all about commitment. Motivation to me is probably 5% of just what gets me going through the day. For me, 95% of the time, it's commitment. Commitment is what gets me up at 4 a.m. and out that door to do my morning jogs. And then commitment is what gets me back in this room about 7, 8 p.m. to lift these weights. No matter how tired my body is, I just keep it pushing. I've learned that it's all mental for me. Now, I'm not saying go out and injure yourself. There's a difference between necessary pain and unnecessary pain. For me, the necessary pain is being tired and knowing that I could push myself through just the lowest point. Now, don't go out and injure yourself. That's the worst thing that could happen, because each day you take off of this journey is just, well, for me, I knew that each day that I'd take off of just any day of my journey would delay me a day of reaching my goal. Now, my goal is to reach 240 pounds. Am I going to reach that 90th day? No. My big thing is I'm taking my time. I'm building the foundation to help me just go on throughout my journey. It's just a ton of stuff out there to learn, but the more you just do things consistently, the better off you are throughout the journey. One thing about, I've seen other weight loss journeys, I'm not dogging nobody out, by the way. A lot of them shoot for high numbers when they're losing weight, like weekly. For me, I know what works is I shoot for 1 to 2 pounds, which is actually healthy from what I've learned. So I definitely always meet that goal, and on weeks I don't meet it, this is where I don't stress, because on weeks I step on the scale and I don't lose any weight, or I'm not gaining, I'm not going to stress about it, because before I started this journey, I was doing nothing. I was doing nothing to better myself. So each day I just keep it consistent and do what I have to do. And when I touch that scale, it doesn't agree with me, I'm not going to sweat it, because I'm still progressing in many ways. Even if it's not physically, it's definitely spiritually for me. I think that's about it. I'm trying to make it to where it's really short. Other than that, if anyone has questions, go ahead and let me know. And another thing, big shout out to everybody who's helped me and who's just shown support throughout my whole journey. If you just check out my channel box, to anyone, check out my channel box. I have pretty awesome channels I'm subscribed to, and one thing about them, they're all fitness, they're all weight loss. I've asked so many questions, and the thing is, they all reply back, but the number one thing they tell you, what works for them doesn't work for me. What works for them might not work for me. You'll hear that a lot, and that's good to hear. That's when people are being real. But other than that, go ahead and subscribe to them. yeah, definitely gonna get my day started. So thank you all for watching, and to Kendrick Payne, I really do appreciate that. I'm really touched that you just made a video about just asking me whatever. So this is just me giving back to you, and that's the big thing about fitness. It's all about helping one another. Alright guys, later.
What I'm doing. Sometimes I feel like quitting, but I fucking keep it moving. I'ma be a legend and I guarantee I prove it. I think I'm going insane. I hope that I don't lose my mind. I need a sign.